Hey, welcome back into Occupy Democrats. And on this breaking story, it's the moment when Donald Trump indeed did go too far by his own actions. The straw that breaks the camel's back. Because if you want to see train wreck Trump on a Tuesday, go just like I do. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to show the story to you in just a few seconds. But the one group of people, the one that Donald Trump truly does not want to see push back at him is at the center of this story. And it is about to be the bow that breaks his second-term presidency. I'm going to show it to you in a few seconds because remember when good old Donald said this to the generals?
Ones that are run by the radical left Democrats, they're very unsafe places, and we're going to straighten them out one by one. And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war, too. It's a war from within.
Senator Mark Kelly. I was a captain in the United States Navy. We want to speak directly to members of the military.
And, of course, you have Pete.
The era of politically correct, identity months, climate change worship, dudes in dresses, ends right now.
But then you have retired General Hertling spot on.
What was the reaction to that spectacle yesterday?
First of all, Secretary Hegseth's address, kill people and break things, war crimes, Geneva Convention elimination, rules of engagements are unnecessary.
And Pete doesn't stop.
If women can make it, excellent. If the Secretary of War can do regular, hard PT, so can every member of our joint force. It's tiring to look out at combat formation and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon.
Suggesting women can't meet the standards. Then when it turned to the president.
But Donald doesn't stop.
And I told Pete, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military against American citizens. Like us, you all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
And Hertling makes it crystal clear.
That silence wasn't disrespect. It was restraint and discipline and adherence to the oath of office.
In having the United States military go in and effectively do domestic policing.
And Hertling reminds us about it being illegal.
Primarily, Willie, is because it's illegal.
And all throughout, at the center of this, as you may know, is Mark Kelly, retired Navy from Arizona.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders. We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
And it violates our oath of office to defend the Constitution, which says the military is not to be used. Specifically, that was put in the Constitution against securing American streets.
And where we are now.
Your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution, and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
And so in this breaking story, and Donald threatening sedition and talking about punishable by death, and it is about the moment the mutiny of the military turns on you, Donald Trump. Here is the story. Breaking news, moment of truth, imminent, as military brass push to turn on Trump, D.C. insider. Donald Trump's attack on members of Congress who served in the military for advising those currently serving not to follow illegal orders could have a ripple effect that blows up on him, an expert warned Tuesday. During an appearance on MS Now, longtime Washington, D.C. observer John Heilemann suggested the president may face a reckoning now that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is going after Senator Mark Kelly, Democrat from Arizona, a popular former Navy pilot and astronaut. Speaking with the host on Morning Joe, Heilemann made the case that it is only a matter of time before retired and active duty military personnel turn on the president, whose popularity is already slipping. Admitting that he was stunned that Hegseth is focusing on Kelly, he added that it could be the straw that broke the camel's back within the military ranks. In quotes, the question for me is, when do we get to the point where active duty senior military officials start to speak up because they have kept quiet? He told the panel. In quotes, when Trump gave speeches at Fort Bragg and West Point, a lot of them were upset about it because they were so partisan and political. They have kept quiet in the face of the discussions of sending in military to places like Chicago and Los Angeles and other places, but I think there's a moment that's coming, and I think a lot of the people in the military recognize this. We're not just retired, but we're current active duty senior military who are clearly quietly troubled by everything that's going on with us are going to face a moment of truth where they're either going to have to speak up or they're going to have to end up obeying orders that are at least questionably legal and possibly blatantly illegal. That's going to be a big moment in this country. We haven't seen anything like that from an active duty military speaking out publicly, really, in our lifetime, he reminded the panel. You know, Trump loves to talk about the deep state, and Hegseth loves to talk tough as a guy who is drinking on the job while working at Fox News. I mean, you have all this tough talk, and you have a guy who spent his life hiding behind a bank account, attacking everyone he can attack that's weaker and smaller. But when you can weaponize the DOJ and weaponize the U.S. military, you become a different kind of dangerous. And while I'm quite certain there are many, many military people who are 1,000% behind some form of a police state or militarized streets, guarantee you, I also know there are enough General Hurtlings out there, retired and active, who simply understand that's not what America is supposed to be. That's not what my father, my grandfather, or my great-grandfather died for. And that may wind up being the straw that truly breaks Donald Trump's cranky old bad golf swing 79-year-old back. You guys like and share the video. Stay frosty.